Welcome guys. So today we're going to be doing a pick a card about the person on your mind and what's going on with them and any messages that they might have for you. This can apply whether you're with them and you're feeling emotionally or physically distant from them, or if maybe you're in no contact or separation. The cards will give us some more insight. So you can pick between the three options. So the first is the two blue stones. The second is the pendulum. And the third is the dice. So listen to the one that you feel most drawn to, or listen to all of them to figure out which message is for you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't behind for someone else. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so first we're going to start with those of you who picked the two clear stones. So this is what's going on with the person on your mind. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors of everyone who's listening to this today, or will find it at some point in the future. Make sure to like and comment below. Let me know if the messages resonate. Okay. All right. I feel like I want to take a third one for this. Not sure. Okay. So, what's going on with the person on your mind? And what messages do they have for my viewers? Those of you who watch me know that I don't always take reversals unless I'm called to, so that's why you'll see me turning the card. All right, let me just tune into the cards. So, for those of you who picked pile one, or the two stones, this does seem to be a situation where there is this emotional distance or physical distance or no contact. As we said, there's a lack of communication, or not the type of communication you need. There could be a little bit of mirroring going on, but it could also be that this person is self-reflecting, going inward, trying to figure stuff out for themselves. It could come across as this person being a little bit selfish potentially, so I'm not sure if they are, or if it just seems that way because they're putting their needs first, or they've said something to that effect. But I don't think their intentions are bad, but it could leave you feeling a little alone at this time, or just confused about what's happening. They do think about you. They do seem a little, they're either younger than you, or like there's a little bit of an age difference between the two of you, but they are thinking about you and the connection. There's a small chance they're thinking about other people as well, but we'll just clarify that in a bit. They do see you as on the outside. So this is a situation for pile one for, I'll leave this actually here, for someone where your person kind of knows like what they're doing and the impact it's having on you, whether or not they've expressed that verbally, but you would probably be able to sense it if you've clocked into your intuition. Yeah, and they're going to take their time to do it. So they've already this has been a situation where it's been like this for a while, or they plan on just being like this until they figure things out for themselves. They are thinking about commitment. They are thinking about family in the long term, hopefully with you. But so I don't know if it's like a past connection or not. We'll try and clarify. And but they are thinking about those things, about union, long-term commitment, and they want to go in the right direction, but they're still a little guarded. So let's just clarify a little bit about the spirit guides, angels. They're thinking about who their right match is, who their right fit is. Side note from me, I feel like if you feel like this applies to you, it's like, I don't know, this isn't in the cards, or I just kind of heard is like, they should know, you should know that it's you that they're thinking about. If you have any concerns that they're thinking about other people, then like believe your intuition and either clarify that with them, or figure out what you want to do based on that. But what I mean by that is that if they've taken time out and they've expressed to you that, look, I need to think about our future together and what I can and cannot offer you, and they're being really specific that they're taking the time and effort to think about you and your relationship with them, then that's something for the both of you to figure out. If, however, they've just kind of pulled back and you're not sure if they're like assessing their options or whatnot, that's something that maybe you'd want to clarify with them, just so you don't get left hanging. Yeah, okay, so this is a situation of someone who has, again, stepped away, stepped back, even made you feel a little, like, emotionally bereft. I don't know why I would say that word. I don't think that really fits in that sentence. Let me just tune into this. It's possible for a small percentage of you that, or a small number of you that, I don't know if they're the ones who made you guys question your connection, or if potentially they think you are the first person, like you are the amongst them is the one who kind of triggered making, like, leaving them at some point, or stepping back, and then now that made them insecure. Or it could be someone from the past. It doesn't have to be you. It could be like an ex or something like that. But so it could be one of those two. There's a lot of energy here of someone who's now showing up as kind of who's unsure, who doesn't know what's going on, but has a lot of feelings. Sometimes people like this can be a little bit dangerous, just because they shouldn't be using other people to sort themselves out. Someone who could probably benefit from some kind of therapy or counseling or talking with people. So anyway, just be careful not to get too mired in that. Okay, yeah, they're thinking about themselves, like, about who they are, their roles, how to be successful. They might be thinking just about their own career and trajectory in their life in a more selfish way, or they could be thinking about, can they provide for you, or the relationship as needed, or if they're even ready for marriage or commitment or a long-term thing. I feel, I said there was an age difference. I'm feeling someone older. So it's weird. I'm feeling both a young and an old energy. And I don't know if that's the same person, like if that's the person we're talking about, that they're both kind of young and old. Like some parts of them are mature and some aren't. Or if they're actually older and they have parts of them that are still a little stunted, or like there's some variation there. That's kind of coming through strongly. Oops. Okay, so they're also sensing that you have your guard up a little bit as a result, probably, of the situation and the energy that's going on. This feels like a little bit, even though that card's kind of not here, this does feel like a little bit of a stalemate energy that's starting to develop, or is going to head in that direction unless there's some breakthrough, unfortunately. For some of you, the issue of kids is involved. So I don't know if one of you have kids, or it's a discussion about wanting kids, or privately, if one of you, even if you're younger, if you've thought about, like, do I want to have kids, or they've thought about, do they want to have kids, or they might have had like something that's made them question it. There's something energy about children, not exactly necessarily that they have them, they could, but there is this kind of thing, or maybe that, again, that goes back to this thing of feeling a little childish, or someone still trying to embrace a youthful aspect of themselves, but that energy is there. So it's one of those things around the youthfulness or the children, or how that fits into the future. See anything else? Okay, so they are strongly thinking about, a lot of what's made them turn inward is thoughts and ideas about marriage, commitment, long-term issues, the effort that's required. So it's like, even though they might be pulling back and it's kind of selfish, or it hurts, or it's left you or them or both of you confused, it's because they take it seriously, I guess. That doesn't excuse the way they're going about it if it is hurting you or if it's hurting the situation, but it's because they want to take it seriously. This seems a little bit also to be someone who's indulging in their own thoughts, but also because they're kind of scared. They want to come forward. They want to be able to express something more emotional to you, but they're not there yet. And I think it's more just a them issue, to be honest. And the fact that if they feel like they have maybe kind of giving you the feeling of being abandoned or kind of just left you hanging, whether they articulate that or not, it's almost like it's mirroring back to them, where it might be like they don't, if it goes on too long, they're going to start feeling like, oh my God, we have this weird energy of like feeling like things fell apart, or feeling a little like shut out, and now I'm not really sure what to do, or I'm not sure how they're going to receive me. So things like that. So that's kind of what's going on with this person. I sometimes give it, like, I try to pull the cards for advice, but because the situations can be so different for different people, I've become a little reluctant, unless it's a personal read, to do advice. But let's just see if anything comes out. Spirit guides, ancestors. Okay, it's telling you to be careful. So that, like, meaning, and I think it's in that sense, like, you just, when someone hasn't figured themselves out yet, it's just like, it's hard for, as another human being, to kind of be there for them, because it's like hurt people. So either that's happened or it could happen. So just kind of take care of yourself a little bit. And if you've been hurt in the past and this is just somebody who might not be doing that much, but this somehow their behavior is triggering you, make sure to communicate that to them. So what's some messages that they have for you? Let's see. What are some messages for those who pick pile 1? And the blue stones. What does their person tell them? This does feel like a no communication, or a low or unsatisfying communication. Let's see. So they have said, shame on me, I put others before you. Soon after, I realized they were of no value to me. Interesting. So it could be that other people are involved, but I feel it's more like other people, like in their head, like people got in their thoughts, maybe more than an actual person or the idea of someone. I'm a little concerned when they say someone's of no value to them, because everyone's valuable, so you really shouldn't use people. So again, it goes back to a little bit of the selfish energy in this person. Unfortunately, a lot of people in the world are selfish, but the second message they have for you is, I am lost in this world without you. It gets lonely. So they do understand your value and the worth that you bring kind of to this situation, but like that loneliness is, but they're also kind of making it worse by not taking the right steps to like figure out that, like how you can feel better about loneliness and things like that, like in terms of what you can do about it for yourself, like talk to friends, talk to people, reach out to the people that you love and things like that. But they are noticing your absence. They also have one more message. Sorry, I did not see your value and worth when we were together. So it's interesting. There's like an issue of value and worth in all the message for those of you who picked pile 1 and the 2 stones. So this does feel like someone who, whether you guys are still together or you've actually broken up or you're kind of apart, it does feel like you're both aware of this absence of each other now, whether it's official or unofficial, and the energy that was there when you were guys together and talking all the time or texting is not there anymore. They do see your worth and value, but I don't see them fully yet constructively doing something about it. So that's it for now. Those are current check-ins, so kind of gives you an idea of what's going on with this person. We'll try and do some more readings like this so we can get a better idea of maybe how things change, because energies always change and they're always shifting. So if it's not really the message that the energy you're hoping for, understand that you know, time is always in flux, dynamic, people, energies, interaction. So nothing is static that way, and you always have the ability to change what's going on in your life. Okay, so we'll go to the second one. This is going to be for those of you who picked pile 2 or the pendulum. So what is going on for those who picked pile 2 or pendulum? Spirit guides, angels, ancestors of those who picked pile 2. Make sure to like and comment below. I think for people who comment and like below, I will make a point to, that will help to, like, when I do the future readings, it'll give me an idea of, like, what people want. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors. Who picked pile 2? Okay. Oh, there's a couple of cards here. Okay. Okay, so this is one is a strong soul connection, twin flame type energy, soulmate energy. Real twin flames is like a really complicated type of connection that's usually not a pleasant one, and nor should it feel like a toxic one. But anyway, but the point is this does indicate a strong connection. Again, slightly an energy of someone kind of thinking, or one or both parties thinking about themselves or engaging in behaviors that are self-motivated. There is again a card here indicating a bit of separation, although at the beginning of the read I said it didn't have to be for separation. We do see whether it's just emotional disconnection, just you're physically apart, or whether you're actually broken up or no contact. We have this a little bit again, not fully, so let's see. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors of those who picked pile 2 are the pendulum. Oh. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so there is an energy here. Let's see. Hold on a second. Okay, so this is a person who has been reflecting on things. I don't know if they're reflecting or they just have something that they need to say. This could be like, it's weird. Even though I get this energy of silence, I also get this energy of a talker. So I don't know if that they overthink in their heads and they don't talk, or they do talk, or they've recently come to some like realizations about something or other. Or they're like taking this new approach of like thinking things through. They do care about you. They have feelings for you. They think you're kind of like the whole package. They enjoy their time with you. First, again, this came up with the other one. For a small percentage of you, this could be a case where there is a pregnancy or children are involved. Again, whether it's whether you've talked about kids, having kids, or whether it's like you have kids, somebody has kids, somebody got somebody pregnant. I wasn't really thinking about this energy here, but it is coming up a little bit. They do see you as loyal. They see you as someone they can rely on. This could also almost be opposite to their personality, or it's like, or they might have known people in the past who weren't loyal, so they appreciate something about like your commitment or loyalty to the connection, or vice versa. Take it as it resonates. This person is a little bit of a dreamer. I feel like this is someone who's like trying to like focus. So I don't know if they're focusing because they've just kind of gotten lost, or they're overwhelmed, or that's just their nature, but there's something like that. They're trying to focus right now. That's their energy. They're trying to finish something, accomplish something, get something done. It's either just personal growth or something really going on in their life. They want to be seen as successful. They also want to feel successful. They want to feel admired. You know, that kind of thing. They like being happy, like happy-go-lucky. They're not someone who enjoys being really depressed, but that's not to say that they might not be, you know, open to bouts of anger or something like that. But this is someone who sometimes just gets themselves into trouble. That's what I kind of feeling like or hearing. So like sometimes like you know when we say like they can mess up a good thing by themselves, like whether it's just in school, in work, in their relationships with their friends, like they might just kind of worry or be over paranoid about drama or something, or just like I don't know if they overanalyze or they're just impatient or spontaneous to like get more than not being spontaneous. Sometimes they're just not patient. Oh, okay, thank you, Spirit. Like they're just someone who might follow their heart a little faster than their thoughts. But there's also this energy of wanting, like they would recognize that and they don't want to be like that. So this kind of selfish or self-indulgence energy just might come from just that they've grown up just kind of being in the moment and just doing what feels good. Oh, okay, thank you, Spirit. So it's more about that. So unfortunately, so emotions get the better of them. They don't always stop and think things through. But I see when it comes to you, they do. They are, or they want to stop and think things through. So this is either something new about them, or that's something that you've kind of helped like create that energy in them. Yeah, they want to take like a leadership kind of role with you. They want to they want to be your person, you know, like your man or your woman or whoever your person. They want to be the person for you. But they're like kind of not sure. They're hesitating, or they just don't know if it's the right time. Maybe they just know, maybe there's someone who gets excited really quickly, and so they're thinking, how do I not do that? How do I control myself more? They're also getting stuck in their thoughts. They're taking a new approach to thinking about you and this connection than they have compared to other past connections and relationships. And this is kind of new for them, so they're kind of stumbling. It's like someone trying to play a new sport for the first time, and they're like trying really hard and they have really good intentions, but they're tripping up because they haven't played that sport before, kind of. Well, that's interesting. Let's just see if there's anything else. Yeah, they want to, okay, so they do want to show you how much they care about you. You might have also, again, Gomela, like you've shown them generosity somehow, and they're aware of that. The kids thing is coming again. That's weird. I was for pile one too. I'm not sure what that's about. Again, I don't know if that's youthful energy, or there's nieces or nephews involved, or something like that, or family, but something like that. Let me just ask. Something someone worries about, something to do with family or children. Yeah. Anyway, I'll leave that. So unless you have a specific question about that family or children, you can leave in the comments. But they like this is really random side, they like your hair. Or they like something aesthetic about you, the way you do something, either like a jacket you wear, or the way you do your hair, or some kind of jewelry you have, or something about you, like really. I just heard tickles them pink. Now that's a weird way to, like, I feel that's like some old timey saying, so I'm not sure what that's about, but yeah, that's there. Okay. Yeah, they are working on something. They're figuring something out in their own life. This is someone who's still really working on themselves. So I don't know if that's like appropriate for their age. Like you guys are at an age where they are figuring things out, or they've just encountered and experienced a lot of new things in their life, which is like making them want to or have all this self growth. But they seem to like it. They seem to be enjoying the self growth. My only concern is that this is someone who, again, who seems to be gets caught up in the moment. So it's like, just hopefully they have the ability to stick it through, like see things through. So that's interesting. When I said that these 3 cards came out, I didn't shuffle for them, but okay, I think they're trying to tell me that they do that, even though they're a little flighty. I don't want to say they're flighty, but I don't know what the word is. But anyway, maybe they just can't settle down on one thing. Like they're easily distracted. Okay. They do see you as could be like a good equal weight partner to them type of thing. but they're also aware that somehow like they might not be communicating it or showing it exactly, or they don't have the love language that they want to demonstrate to you. This is something that they could be working on as well. Let's just see. Yeah, okay, so there's slightly a different in it. Oh, cards here. I got called back to one of the oracles here at the top. So for some of you, this won't apply to everyone who picked pile 2, but for some of you, for those of you, this is a more of a break or a separation of sorts. Something kind of went on that was a little bit behind your back or behind theirs, or like where things weren't really done above board, but it was like maybe slowly, or someone didn't really realize, like one party didn't realize what was happening. It's possible that they were thinking about like other things, other parties, not necessarily another person, but like there was something where they should have really communicated something more to you and they didn't. This card requires, hold on, there's a sign for me to pull another card for this. I'm just trying to think which one I should do. Okay, we'll do this. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors for the card that was just came out. What did you want to tell me about? Oh. Okay, so there. I don't want to get too deep into this, but okay, again, for those of you who picked this pile where something did go on that's kind of shady, or something that's like not okay, and it's something you would be feeling right now or suspicious of, they know that, and either they didn't do the right thing or they stopped themselves fully from doing the wrong thing, and like they're aware of it. So this isn't someone who's just like, I don't care, like if I did something crappy, who cares? This is someone who is aware that integrity is important, and they tried to fix it. And for some of you who might be aware of them having done something that caused a bit of self-doubt in this connection, again, it doesn't have to be a person, but it could just be like not living up to a commitment that they promised you to, or just showing up, or just something like somehow something was like misunderstood or broken. Some of them who are a little bit more self-indulgent feel like, well, they want you to know, but I did try to do the right thing, and they feel like they're not getting points for that. So I mean, take it as you will. They feel like if they did lie to you, which is the bottom of this deck, they feel like they were doing it to protect the situation ultimately. That's just what they're thinking. Again, this is a reading about what's on their mind and things like that. So it's not condoning this kind of behavior, and you can decide if that's appropriate or not. Okay, they have probably not fully expressed to you how strongly they do feel about you, and again, that just might be that they're not used to that, or they just are waiting for the right time, or they kind of did something, or the thing that they did, which they didn't feel was above board, made them realize that they feel close to you, because like they're wanting to tell you about the truth, or they want to tell you and express something to you, and that feeling in itself is making them want to be like, oh my god, I feel close to this person, because I don't just want to like not explain myself. So whether or not it's something you know or don't know, they are trying to stay positive. Like we said, they're a positive person, or they want to be positive. So they either try hard to be positive, or they're naturally positive. And they do feel things are going to work out. Let's get message cards for what this person would say to you. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors of those who pick pile 2. Oh, funny, they don't really. Oh, I was about to say they don't want to say anything, and then they said something. What are some messages that came up? Okay, so they say, I missed out on something so good. The next person you allow into your life is lucky. I never truly moved on, even though I appear so. At the bottom. I regret my past mistakes and wish I can have another chance with you. Okay, so for those of you who are in like a clear separation, or someone who's like in the doghouse or something like that, This person does want to have another chance with you. They appreciate, though, that you might have moved on, or you want to move on, or you've kind of implied that to them. They realize like you're like a good luck charm, I heard. They're still stuck on the situation. So if you're actually separated or broken up, they do still think about it, and appearances are deceiving, even though it might not seem like it. Maybe they're out with their friends, or you hear they post on socials or whatever. It's not really the case. They do think about you. You're on their mind. I think that came up in the tarot cards as well. They miss certain times with you, like again, like the loyalty, or just the friendship, or just the hanging out, having like dinner and stuff like that. Oh, I just got, thank you, Spirit. Like maybe you guys went to like a certain cafe or diner at late night, or a coffee house, or something, like something where it's just like kind of the two of you, and there's not many people left, and they just might have looked at you a certain way, and you would have been like, why are they looking at me this way? It could just be like in the library. I have no idea where. It could be anything, like applied to your situation, but you would have thought, why are they looking at me this way? And they were actually like, wow, like I'm really into this person. So it could have even been on a sidewalk at night outside of a club. That's weird. They're showing me all types of situations about where it could be. So this is like a message for like all of you. So even if other parts of this pile you weren't sure about, that needs to be there. Like if you ever saw them kind of catching a glance at you and you were like, what are they thinking about? They were like, wow, like I really connect with this person. So that's interesting. I don't think it's fully over in this one. I think there's a chance for things to get better. So, but this person has to kind of level up, which it seems like they want to, but they might just not have the tools on how to. Okay. So we will move on, and these are just current energies, like I was telling pile 1. So things can change. Remember, energies shift. Nothing stays static. So for the last one, it is pile 3 and the dice. Okay, so spirit guides, angels, ancestors of those who are coming across this reading now or at a later time. What is the person on their mind? What's going on with them? What are they thinking about? Okay, so this is kind of similar to the first pile. Also, this person, if you guys are in separation or you're not talking as much, or even if you're talking a little less or just not feeling emotionally disconnected, this person is looking at pictures of you or text messages you send or emails or whatever, I don't know, letters, written letters, whatever, a gift you gave them. They are looking at that. There's that energy there, or they're just thinking about you, imagining like about you guys' past conversations. You guys might be mirroring each other a little bit. There is again this energy of like that chaser runner dynamic that's talked about so often. But so one person is more in the role of avoiding something here, and someone else is in a different role of kind of seeing the potential of this connection. So let's just pull some tarot on this. So something needs to be considered. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors of those who pick pile 3 and okay, wow. As I said in pile 1, those of you who watch me more regularly know I don't always do reversals, which is why you'll see me flip the cards sometimes. Okay. Oops. Okay, this is interesting. Let me just tune into the cards. This could be a newer person for some of you, or somewhere where the expression of love or affection is more recent. Or like a renewal of sorts, where you guys have been apart and you're feeling the energy of coming back together, or you have come back together. So I'm not sure if it's like new or it's like renewal type of thing. It could be renewal given that there's the chaser card here, but take it as you will. If it is something new, it could be that if you're worried, are they feeling it, or they're worried if you're feeling it. I think you're both feeling it. It's just that one person's more comfortable with pursuing this than the other person. This person might have like other things going on in their life. Again, not necessarily a person, but like they just like they might have something where they're like in the limelight or something like that. So they just have something. Oh, hold on, all right, so yeah, they have things going on. Again, person, place, or thing, I'm not sure. Okay, but we'll come back to that. Let's see what it is. So there is this energy again. It's funny how all three of the readings have had some energy of separation. Although I did intend this to have some kind of emotional disconnection, I do see like separation in all of these a little bit. So again, whether that's actual separation or emotionally disconnected. This person like has, let's see, they had a good thing and they lost it, but wait, no. Okay, actually, let's see this one. They also see you as someone who is the prize and who is successful. Okay, so there's two ways to read this. So if this is for someone you've already been in a connection with and you guys are coming back together, or this is someone you've broken up with, this is a person who now sees you glowing up, or they perceive you to be glowing up because they just can't imagine you wouldn't do that. They think you get a lot of attention from a lot of suitors or admirers, whatever the case may be, and they're like, well, yeah, why wouldn't they? Like, why wouldn't pile 3 get that? But they do know that something happened between the two of you that it did hurt you. For some of you, they might feel you rejected them, or it's possible it went the other way, but there is some feeling of rejection here. They also feel, for some of you, they feel like you really moved on quickly from the rejection again, or it could be the roles could be reversed, or like that, like you kind of took a moment, took it in, and then just was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna be in this drama. Like, I'm not gonna be like you didn't entertain games. Could be them, but it's like that kind of thing. Like, you're just about like, no one's gonna no one's gonna get in the way of my peace type of thing. So I'm gonna read it from the perspective of this is how they feel about you, but reverse the roles as you need. And even if they're the ones who somehow pulled back, they're the ones who also though feel a little like they're not being able to participate as much as they want to anymore, and it's hurting them. They think you were like reliable and like, again, I think a good thing, that you made them happy, you made sense on paper in terms of what the things that they wished for. They have there's a range of kind of complicated feelings here for you. It will be too hard to kind of figure out fully without more detail. Let's just try to tune into these cards. There's things they've never said. If you're just like, what, this person never said anything, yeah, they were like, wow, this person really fits the bill. But they also know somehow that they didn't that they put their walls up a little bit possibly, or they didn't answer. They just didn't, like, there were times that maybe they wanted to answer or respond to you or call you or hang out with you and they didn't. And they don't really know why. They might have just thought to themselves, oh, I'd rather go do something else, because they were trying to convince themselves, almost trying to protect themselves. Okay, so they think about this connection a lot. So if it's something new, they think about the attraction, the potential for connection, and if this is something that's coming around again or somewhere there's a breakup, they think about it, and they think about how to get it back on track and how to make a commitment. They're confused. So they have a lot of emotions. They're a little bit not sure. They're trying to get in touch with their emotions, but they're having a little bit of trouble. So they might be relying more on their instinct than their emotion, like their intuition. So that may or may not be good depending on what kind of person they are. They want to find a way to like get back on the same page with you and at least be friends, if nothing else. But like, they're just not entirely sure. And if they do try, they might kind of come across as like it's like my way or the highway. Like, they might come across as a little bit almost like, well, whatever, like, if you want to, you can, and this is the day I'm free, or just send you a text and be like, well, I sent a text or something like that. They don't understand that this thing requires a bit of tender care and nuance. Ugh. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors. they're trying to figure out something. They're trying to either figure out why you guys fell apart, and if it's something new, they're trying to figure out why they're not open to it. So they're trying to work on it. They're trying to figure it out. Okay, and they're trying, yeah, so they're actually trying, like they're thinking about this. So if this is something new and they're just like kind of not being open to it, they're like trying to be like, why am I like this? Or they might be examining themselves a little bit, but they won't really necessarily tell you that, or they could maybe hint at it. And if this is somewhere where it's like kind of coming back together again, they're just like trying to figure out like what it is that they need to do right this time, or what they didn't do right the last time, but they're not really expressing that. Okay, so there again, okay, so there is a little bit of the mirroring energy. So kind of this is the kind of connection that when I was saying it was hard for me to kind of see what their full emotions and feelings were for you. So whatever your feelings are for them, if you think about, like if you kind of were to line up and say, well, these are the things I thought about them, or and what I don't understand and what I do understand, or if you're new, like I don't, this is the part I don't get, they're probably feeling some version of that as well. So you're both somehow feeling a little rejected and abandoned. You're both feeling like you like each other and you could do, like you could be happy with each other. So it's weird in that way. Let's see this last one. Yeah, they either are used to this kind of dynamic of like someone being more invested than the other, or it either they're used to it and they're just kind of default to that, or they're uncomfortable with it if the roles are reversed, or if they even get a hint of like where it's unequal or if it's not reciprocal, they can kind of freak out a little bit. Okay. Oh, wait. This pile also wants me to pull one more before I pull the messages. So there's certain cards in that clarifying deck that tell me to pull an extra card. That was for the case for pile 2 as well, but not for pile 1. Spirit guiding. What is it that you want me to know about the reciprocal energy? Okay, so there might have been an incident where they feel like they should have reciprocated more, or like they should have met you halfway. This could be someone who, or you could, someone where someone's really worried about balance, or making it like, oh, if you bought me lunch, I'll buy you dinner. I don't know. I mean, that's just an example, but there's something like that. They are regretting something they didn't do at a particular time. So if there was some moment that you guys shared, whether again it's just new and you just met, or it's something where you're coming back together, even from your past connection, where you were like, man, like, why would they do that? Like, that was a turning point for me. They know, like, I don't know if they know it, but they feel regret about how they acted in that moment. Apply it to your situation. But if you ever were, if there's like a particular moment where you're like that, oh, like they, you know, they were going to show up at this event and they didn't, like they know that, or they didn't reply the way they should have to an important occasion, they kind of are aware of that. But aware meaning they just regret it, and it's just made them feel scared. I don't see them like doing anything to rectify it yet, although they are kind of trying. Like, spirit guides and angels and answers. What are some messages pile 3 has? Oh, that's too many. Okay. I listened to the wrong people. They were wrong about you. There was kind of a similar energy for pile 1, but different. Judgment. I'm making the decision once and for all to turn this around. Okay, this is for those of you where this is kind of like a renewal or something like that. You are perfect in my eyes. Don't ever change. Oh, thank you. Spirit, I just got a quick, for some of you, if this is new, it could be like though you guys know each other somehow, either through people or friends, or you've known about each other or something like that. For some, whether that's like in school or in the workplace or office or in the neighborhood, I'm just getting a lot of images coming through. So I don't know, pile 3 has a lot of images coming through for things. But anyway, you're perfect in my eyes. Don't ever change. There were 2 more cards that came out. I'll take one. When you look at me, it makes me feel worse. You see a side of me others don't. I can't hide from you. That's interesting. That was one of the ones I didn't want to take, but it did come out. So this could be like their more deeper feelings about things, and it kind of resonates with the clarifier in terms of them having a more stiff upper lip, or more that kind of exterior where they might not fully, like they want to keep a certain image going for themselves. So it's possible you see that, and that goes back to this mirroring energy. You both might see a side of each other, and you're like, connecting to this other side of each other, which is really good if it's going for emotional growth. So it's just about whether you two can get over it. That kind of thing of mirroring can happen in a chaser runner dynamic as well. I'm not using the twin flame terminology here, although it did show up for pile 2, but like anyway, in that kind of dynamic that can happen. But be careful with those types of dynamics, because sometimes they can be unhealthy. But if you're both mature enough to handle them, then make sure to like talk about it. If at any point you felt like you did something, like they're like, no, you didn't do anything, like this, you're good, like, you know, you're perfect in my eyes, don't change. So they don't want you to feel like to question yourself because of what's happened, whether they've just not shown you the interest that you thought would be there after first date, or because this whole thing fell apart and now you don't know what's happening. They did think a little bit too much about their image or how they're perceived or what friends might have said to them. And something you might have done or said recently, or a memory that they have of something you did and said, which you would have done out of like a good intention, they're revisiting that and like realizing, oh man, like I really mistook that, like this person was being solid about that. They're trying to make a decision. That's like they're working on trying to figure something out, a truth, to like kind of reclaim the situation, reclaim their own energy and power, and not be so affected by what others think. But that's just kind of naturally them, because they got a lot going on, or they want to have a lot going on. So anyway, these are energies are just current, so always remember that energies do change, and you all have free will and nothing's set in stone. So always like talk it through with your person. If you feel like confused, like don't try to bottle things up. Obviously the person's not good for you. Take the appropriate measures and steps. But in general, if this is a good person and you trust them, it's worth always trying to sort out a connection instead of losing it. Okay, so that's what I have for you today for this reading. Let me know if anything resonated and if you liked it. And we'll do another kind of check-in on people on your mind again soon. Okay, take care. Bye.